welcome back to the channel. And if you're new here, my name is Kate. I like to make clothes here on YouTube and talk about thrifting and fashion. So if you like those kinds of things, make sure you subscribe. I want to make a fun little summer project today because it's been so hot recently, so I've been feeling like making something more for summer. I think I want to make a matching set, some shorts, and either a tube top or a tank top, something like that. So I'm gonna pull out my sewing machine, and that is what we're gonna do today. So I don't have a pattern for this, but I do have some pieces of clothing from my own closet that I feel like will fit the way that I want to, give or take some adjustments. Definitely gonna be some adjustments, and also some paper. So I'm just gonna trace my pattern onto here. This is actually packing paper that I saved from when I moved. I still have a ton of paper. You can also use wrapping paper or any like craft paper. So that's a little tip. If you're moving anytime soon or know anyone moving, make sure you save some packing paper. And as far as fabric goes, I have this red fabric. This is kind of what sparked the idea for the matching set, was this fabric. I thought it would be really cute as a matching set. So I'm definitely gonna use this striped red fabric. I did get it for $4, which was pretty good deal there. Since I don't have as much of this red fabric, I think I'm gonna do a little practice run with this blue fabric first. Ooh, it matches my nails. Those are kind of my ideas for fabric, and I'll obviously make adjustments as we go. But I want to do a little rough sketch before I start. Okay, so the items that I'm gonna trace are this tank top, and obviously this is a crop top. I'm gonna make it a lot longer, almost like it's a one piece, like a centimeter of skin showing, if that makes sense. And then I have these like boy short swim shorts, and trust me, I'm not gonna make them this small, but obviously I'm gonna want more coverage, so I think I'm just gonna use this as a rough guide. And then I'm gonna add whatever seam allowance. Definitely gonna add a little bit extra because these are a lot more stretchy than that red fabric. But also you can always take things in, but you can't like put the fabric back. So I think I'm gonna give a little bit of extra leeway for the seam allowance. The top I am gonna do double lined, but the shorts I don't think I'm going to. I don't think I want them that thick. So I'm gonna trace my patterns out, and then we'll get to sewing. A little bit unsure about this situation. So I decided I didn't want a side seam. So basically what I did is I traced the front and back of the shorts, just because there's a little bit of a difference. Obviously you have to account for like a different size in the back. I'm winging it a little bit. So I actually cut out 2 pieces already, and this is our little sample. So I don't have a waistband on this yet, and I guess we'll see what this turns out. I don't think I'm gonna film this little prototype. I'll film the whole red set once it's a little bit more tailored. This is the first prototype, so I'll show you once I'm done. So I sewed like the seams together. I just have to sew the leg part, and I knew that like if you put a gusset in, there's more room, and I just kind of ignored it, and I didn't realize like the seams that I would be lining up weren't gonna match. So I'm thinking of doing a gusset, but I don't really know how to measure it. See if I can find anything. It's not looking pretty. I haven't finished them yet, but there's very clear issues that I need to resolve. The biggest issue is that it's super tight in this leg part, so I'm gonna add a little bit more fabric there. I think I tried sewing the shorts like 4 different times, and they still don't fit like perfectly, which is fine, but it's a little bit frustrating when you sew all day. It's just not working out, you know? It is the next day. I'm not feeling great. I think I'm gonna try to do a completely different pattern. Right now I'm kind of like, why don't I just buy a pattern? I don't have a printer. I guess that's what was stopping me from doing that. So I think I'm gonna make a new pattern. I found these leggings. These are like the most basic leggings ever from American Apparel. So I think I'm gonna try to trace like the top of these and see how that goes. This also doesn't have a gusset. I feel like I can get away with not doing a gusset if I make the shorts not as form-fitting. I also fixed that little problem that I was having with the stitches showing through on the back. I just rethreaded my machine. It was an issue with that or something. I want to get these done. I don't have a ton of time to work on this today, but I'm gonna try to get the pattern done so then I can do the rest of it tomorrow. Those leggings that I just showed you guys, I just cut them into shorts, which I don't know why I didn't do sooner because I never wear those leggings unless it's like underneath something. So now I have a good idea of like the length and stuff I want for the shorts. As far as tracing, I think this is what I'm gonna be tracing, and let me show you guys. So this is like the shape that I want, I think. So I think I'm just gonna trace these. Maybe give a little bit extra seam allowance because I think this fabric is a little bit stretchier than the red stuff. But I have a really good feeling about this time. Okay, this is looking way better. So basically what I did for this is I have my shorts and I folded it in half as best I could. So I basically just traced the back panel, flipped it to the front part, traced the front panel. So now we can avoid having to do a side seam, and it's not gonna have a side seam, it's only gonna have a front and back seam. So that's how I did the pattern. I was gonna hem these up like about an inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch, so I know that that's included in this. I added just a little bit more, just in case. You can always hem it more, but you can't hem it less. So I have it front, back labeled, and then I added a 5/8 inch seam allowance. Also, just a tip, something that I learned is that the width of one of these sewing gauges is 5/8 inch. So that's how I kind of like do that quickly. If you didn't know that, now you know. I'm actually feeling very confident about this, and I don't want to say that too early, but I think this is gonna work out. I really am just done with the whole gusset thing. I think I'm gonna cut this out and then cut out the fabric and maybe we'll give it a go. So I have my 2 pieces cut out. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna overlock these 2 edges with right sides together. So not this part, but just like this curved part on both sides. So I have those seams done, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open them up like they're shorts, so they look a little bit more like shorts. And then I'm gonna take the 2 like crotch pieces and I'm gonna pin all of this together and then sew or overlock these sides. We just wanna make sure that these seams are lining up pretty nicely, like that. So now they look more like shorts, and this is what I'll be overlocking next. Okay, here's what they look like without hemming and without the waistband, obviously, just to give you like an idea of what they should look like at this point. I think right now I'm gonna fold this up and then mark how much I want it to be hemmed. I'm definitely gonna cut some off. I feel like they're a little bit longer than I was expecting. And for the waistband, I think I'm just gonna do a rectangle that's like twice the length of the pattern because it goes all the way around, you know? So I'm just gonna do, or maybe I'll do 2 and then match up the seams. Or I could just do 1. I think I'll just do 1 long piece if I can get that much from the fabric that I have right now. I do have to save some for the top, obviously, but I think things are going well. But yeah, let's do the waistband. And I just have a lot of random elastic that I buy from the thrift store. So I'm just gonna use this 1 inch, maybe this is 1.5 inch elastic in here. So I'll cut the amount that I need minus like maybe a couple inches. So let's do the waistband. So I sewed together my elastic and then also the waistband part. So now we want everything right side out. I marked the back because sometimes it can be a little bit confusing. You might just need to try it on and see how it fits, or else like mark the back in the beginning is probably easier. And then we want both of these right side out. What I'm gonna do with the waistband is I'm gonna fold this in half like so. Depending on if you have enough fabric to cut the whole thing out, or you could have done them in halves. You might have to connect on the other side too, but since I had enough to cut like 1 long strip, I'm just gonna do this for in the back. So I wanna make sure that this seam lines up with my back seam. So that's the first thing that I'm gonna clip. We want all of our raw edges to point upwards. So I'm gonna take my waistband and I'm gonna put my shorts in it like so. I also want to put this elastic in this step. This might be a lot at once, but just take it slow. And then we can also secure this with a few stitches later. So I'll clip all of that first. I just want to make sure that everything is lining up all right. And then I'm just gonna flip it over, make sure our elastic is tucked in our waistband. This might be even easier if you did have a second seam. I don't. But if you want to like notch where your halfway point is, I'm just going to kind of estimate it because I'm being lazy right now. Okay, so now we have all of that clipped with, again, our raw edges facing upwards. Here we want to have 3 layers of fabric. So you have both sides of your waistband and then the raw edge of the top of the shorts. You want to make sure that the elastic is not sitting on your edge. And now we're just going to overlap all the way around. My serger has been fighting me today. I had to rethread it like a few times. I don't know what was going on, but I did attach the waistband. So this is what they look like. I think I want them to be kind of like here. So I think I'm gonna cut off like an inch or 2 and kind of go from there and then hem them up with the twin needle. Looks like that's how long they are in the back. I don't want like anything hanging out, but I still want them to be like pretty short. I think I'm just gonna mark how much I wanna cut off and then hem them up. So I think I'm done with my serger for now, and then I'm just gonna hem them and then we'll be done. And I'm actually like so glad that this is working out way better than whatever I was doing yesterday. I'm probably gonna like not even gonna put any of that footage in because it was just a mess. We're turning the corner and we got this, and I'll show you once I'm done. Yay. Okay, hi, I'm home now. Sorry if you hear my air fryer. I'm making dinner because I'm so hungry. While that's cooking, I wanted to give you an update. I just cut off like about an inch, and then I have about another inch folded up. So I'm just gonna hem everything with the twin needle like I was saying. I don't want to sew super late tonight because I know that's kind of annoying for my neighbors. So I think I'm just gonna cut everything out for the crop top, and then I can just like kind of sew them up tomorrow. But guys, I just want to say they are so comfy. Like I'm definitely gonna be making more things with this pattern. When you don't overcomplicate things, it actually is pretty easy. Not like I was doing before with the blue shorts. I'm excited. I'm gonna see what other fabric I have that is stretchy that I can make shorts out of because they're actually so comfortable and they're like the perfect summer shorts. Okay, I just did all of the little finishing touches on the shorts and they are finally done. I want to show you in better lighting tomorrow, which I'll show you the entire try on with the top too, but I think, like I was saying, I don't really want to sew late at night because it's pretty noisy, especially the serger. The serger is so loud. So I think instead of sewing tonight, I'm just gonna like draft the pattern for the tank top. Still haven't decided if I want to do a tube top or a tank top. I think I will only have enough fabric for one of them, unfortunately. In my head, I feel like I'll wear a tank top more without the set, where the tube top I would only wear with the set. So I think I'm gonna make a tank top because that makes sense for me right now. And I already have a pattern kind of drafted for that. I just need to extend it a little bit. So I have this pattern that I used for a swimsuit last year. I pretty much just traced a bralette that I had that I liked the fit of. So I'm just gonna trace and cut out my pattern tonight, maybe cut out the fabric too, so all I have to do tomorrow is sew up the top. Honestly, I might cut some blue shorts. I know I use so much of the blue fabric. I'm not gonna have enough to do a top and a bottom, but maybe the shorts, because I actually really like the shorts. I also have this, another blue. This is kind of like a different texture blue, but this could be cute as well. Good morning. So last night I cut out all of my pattern pieces, but I had a little problem, which you might have saw. Sometimes I forget that you should cut everything on the same orientation, and it's especially true if you have a pattern like stripes. So there wasn't any like orientations where I could cut out multiple pieces where the stripes were going across. So I think I'm gonna have to do a single layered tank top, but I don't really think it'll take that long. I'm just gonna use my twin needle like I was using for the shorts. So I think that's the plan right now, which honestly probably will be better. I have this much fabric that's like, there's no room for straps on it. I could also make like a smaller top, but I have fabric, just not enough to cut on a specific orientation. Also, I cut my pattern on this blue fabric. I'm gonna do a few seams. I do have to go take my car in like 20 minutes. So basically for this, I'm just gonna sew the straps together on the top and the sides, and then I'll hem the bottom and the neckline, armholes and everything after. One hour at the mechanic turned into about 5 hours at the mechanic. Actually, after like 3 hours, I was like, I'm just gonna go home. So I Ubered home and then realized that my apartment key was on my keys that were at the mechanic. So it's been an interesting day. Everything is fine, but I'm finally home now and I'm gonna finish my tank top. It's a little bit snug, but we're gonna rock with it. I might have to like stretch it out a little bit, which is so frustrating because I had enough seam allowance. Like I should have just not cut off as much seam allowance and it would have been fine. But like I said, that's like the only shot I have at cutting my fabric in that orientation. So we're just gonna have to deal with it. I'm just gonna overlock all of these raw edges. So when I fold them over, I can just use my twin needle and not really have to worry about anything popping out. I'm just gonna finish this up. I just need to get it done. You guys probably understand what I'm saying. And then maybe I'll speed sew that blue set and then we can style it. Guys, I was playing thread chicken with this spool of thread and I made it, but I didn't even realize that this one ran out. So I have to do, it's like a very small portion that needs to be redone. I just thought it was funny that I was literally staring at this like on the edge of my seat. Meanwhile, this one was the one I should have been worried about. Okay, so I learned with the twin needle, you actually can't backstitch. So all of these extra threads, I have to, I guess it's kind of like weaving in your ends when you're knitting or crocheting, but pretty much just like securing all of these little threads, because if you don't backstitch, then it's not secure. And basically I just like feed it through to the other side and then tie it with the back. Okay, the top is done. I just finished weaving in all those like little threads, and here is how it turned out. It's a little bit hard to get on and off, but for the most part, like I wanted it to fit snug. This fabric is just not as stretchy as the top that I made the pattern from, so it makes sense why it's a little bit more snug. I probably should have accounted for that, and I could have made it work if I didn't cut off so much seam allowance with my serger, but honestly it's fine. Okay, I'm going to make the blue set really quick because I feel like you get the gist on how I did everything for this one. Finish these blue shorts, but I have a few issues with this fabric. It is so itchy and I was just gonna give up on those shorts. I decided to make a pair in the original blue fabric because I did have enough fabric for shorts, so we're just rocking with these shorts. And of course I want to style them for you guys. Okay, so this is just the set on its own. I think I want to style this two different ways, maybe something a little bit more dressy and then something more casual. So I'm gonna attempt to kind of dress it up a little bit. First things first, I have this shirt that I put on, and then I'm wearing these knee-high black boots. I'm debating if I want to do a belt. Like, I don't know if I like the belt that much. I also like this silver bag. Something like this is pretty chill, but you can still go out in it. I almost wish I had hunter boots. I've been looking for a pair. I've seen a few pairs at the bins, but they're just never my size. Maybe I'll look on Depop. for some, but I feel like that would be really cute with this outfit. But I want to try something a little bit more casual too. So I have these clogs that I actually just got. Since obviously it's red and white striped, it kind of gives patriotic in a way, but I feel like throwing the green in kind of cancels that out and it doesn't give off that vibe. Just changing the accessories, this looks a lot more like beachy, more casual. That's what the shoes look like. And then I have this crochet bag that I found at the thrift store, and then I'm just wearing a hat. So that's something a little bit more casual. Let me try the blue shorts. I think I'm gonna go for something really primary color based. I told you guys it was gonna be a lot of primary colors. So I just have this t-shirt on, the blue shorts. The blue shorts kind of match the blue in the shirt, which is kind of what I was going for. And then I also have these socks that I just found. So would I ever really wear this out in public? I don't know, but I think it's really cute. It's just really fun. I feel like these shorts are pretty versatile too. You could definitely wear them with so many different things. Oh, I forgot one more thing. I totally forgot that I also made a matching headband. So this is an outfit with a matching headband. I feel like the full set with the headband would be a little bit too much. So I just put on this white t-shirt and I'm wearing my Solomons. So that was me making this fun little matching set for summer. I'm so glad that I made this because now I have that pattern to just make in any of the fabric that I have. So let me know in the comments anything you guys are excited to make this summer. Also comment anything that you want to see me make in future videos, like this video if you enjoyed it. Also, I'm doing a giveaway at 25,000 subscribers, so if you're not subscribed already, make sure you do that so you can be part of the giveaway. Thank you so much for being here. I love you all. I hope you have a great day and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.